everyone, and good Friday evening to you. It is Weather for Weather Geeks time here on National Weather Persons Day. I want to wish my colleagues here in the Weather Center at 21 News, Andrew and Emily, and also Tyler and Chris, a happy National Weather Persons Day. We've got a great team here, and we've been working hard on trying to figure out what's going to happen here in mid-February. Temperature-wise, this is a forecast that isn't the easiest thing in the world because while the overall idea is, yes, it's going to get really cold coming up, the timing of the worst of the cold and will there be much snow accompanying this cold, these are challenging forecasts, but we are going to do our best yet again this evening. Let's do a quick review of where we've been temperature-wise over the last couple of weeks. We have not seen anything warmer than the upper 30s going back through January the 24th. Been a pretty chilly pattern. At times, we've seen temperatures getting a little above average, but only a little. We haven't seen, like we oftentimes see, like we saw last year in January and early February. We haven't seen those random days with highs in the 50s and maybe even 60 or so. It's not been that kind of a winter. Today's high of 37, of course, that was a pre-dawn high. We spent most of the day in the 20s with nasty winds, creating some ugly, ugly wind chills. It was damp overnight. We had a mixed bag of raindrops and sleet pellets and snowflakes, and you'll see that on our time-lapse from Columbia, and everything kind of washes off the camera by early morning, and actually with a mix of sun and clouds, it looked halfway decent at times today, but we had some flurries that reemerged during the afternoon, and certainly was no fun to be outside. At the Youngstown Warren Airport, our top wind gust today was 44 miles per hour out of the west, and we were consistently gusting between 25 and 35 to 40 throughout most of the day. That created wind chills, mostly in the teens, even some single digits in some communities. As far as the wind chills went today, it was just, again, very nasty to be outside in this today. Through the first 5 days of February, we've racked up about 3 inches worth of snow officially at the airport in Vienna. Most of that, of course, came on Monday. We had a trace recorded today with the overnight mixed bag and some flurries this afternoon. Temperature-wise, we're right at average through the first 5 days when you factor in the highs and the lows. This, on the calendar view here, just shows the highs. 37, again, a pre-dawn high today. Just a little bit above the average. We were a little bit below the average during the first few days of the month. All right, this evening we have a few flurries around. We've been talking about how as we get into the mid to late evening, some snow showers will become a little more prevalent, and we're starting to see evidence of that now. Out to our west, closer to Cleveland. Now, this isn't much, but a couple of these somewhat beefier snow showers will try to rotate through before the evening is through, perhaps giving us fresh coatings, half an inch, at most an inch. Yeah, it looks like a winter weather map this evening across a lot of the Midwest, the Great Lakes, with wind chills well below zero west of the Great Lakes, out towards Dubuque and Minneapolis and Fargo, all the places you would expect to see wind chills like this in early parts of February. So again, flurries, some snow showers here and there, next handful of hours. These will fade away overnight, and from northwest to southeast, I think the sky will clear. It may take almost all night in places like, northern Trumbull and northern Mercer counties, but the farther south you are, I think the quicker the sky will clear out as we go through the overnight, and that'll give way to actually a fairly bright Saturday. It's going to look nice tomorrow, but it's going to be fairly ineffective sun despite the strengthening sun angle here in early February, kind of equivalent to the sun angle in early November. It's still going to be brisk. It's going to be cold tomorrow. Temperature staying in the 20s. Here's our next weather maker. This is a fairly kind of a weak system, kind of fast moving. It's not going to be a big deal, but if you have some plans to be on the roads late Saturday night, real late, into Sunday morning, I think this will make for some slick surfaces here and there, perhaps giving us a coating to an inch or possibly two. That light snow is gone by midday on Sunday, and actually the sun should try to break out Sunday afternoon. Then we're kind of in between systems again on Monday with a weak ridge of high pressure building in. There'll be some lake effect snow, but a little more of a west, even southwest flow here. So this will be mostly aimed at northwest PA, southwest New York, and then downwind of some of the other Great Lakes, but not really so much here in northeast Ohio and western PA. Here's a look at our model spread for the Sunday morning, late Saturday night, Sunday morning snow. The graph model, which I just showed you kind of graphically on the weather map, it's that blue line. It's easily the most robust looking model right now as far as the Sunday morning snow goes. The GFS has about 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. The NAM and the Euro are under an inch. That's kind of where I lean. Probably an inch or less Sunday morning. I can't rule out up to 2. All right, next weather maker is Tuesday. I got a few messages on social media today. I heard there's going to be 6 to 10 inches worth of snow on Tuesday because they pulled up the AccuWeather site or the app, and just an automated thing, not enough human intervention in the Tuesday forecast, and it was spitting out some snow totals that were totally unrealistic. There's never a chance, never has been, and never will be a chance that we're getting that much snow on Tuesday. This is an increasingly weak-looking wave that's going to cross the area Tuesday. I think there'll probably be some light snow, but will we get more than maybe a couple of inches? That seems like a pretty small chance at this point. And then story for Wednesday and beyond is the cold. Although there's some complications still with the cold. It's kind of a no-brainer forecast in the middle of the country. Some of the modeling is suggesting, again, that even late in the week, there'll be a couple of ripples of low pressure that come up like this and drag some mild air northward, keeping most of the cold out here, at least temporarily. I'm not buying that yet, and our forecast reflects the idea that it's still going to be awfully cold at the end of the week. But some of the modeling came in today, like 40 degrees warmer next Friday compared to previous forecasts. So, again, we're not going to flip and flop and make big changes to day 7 of our forecast. But whether the true worst of the cold settles in at the end of next week or into next weekend, it's still coming. I think there's still going to be at least a couple of days where we're going to have a hard time getting out of the teens. So this is my current high temperature forecast. Again, today's European model came in at like 41 degrees next Friday. Not buying that yet. Still kept our forecast awfully cold end of next week and into next weekend, and it has some staying power into the longer range. Here's what we call the national blend of models, high temperature forecast for the next week or so. And yeah, despite some of the modeling coming in today with a sudden warm-up, a sudden brief warm-up at the end of next week, when you blend, my recording stopped there briefly, so I'm not sure where exactly it stopped, but what I was saying was there is some modeling that indicates that the end of February and into March will feature quite a bit of a different pattern, a much warmer pattern than this February pattern, but we got to be careful with that data. We've seen some pretty horrendous computer model forecasts for week 3 and 4 in recent cycles. So just very early speculation, but at least it was something interesting to look at today, seeing weather maps that don't look like this as we go towards the end of February and into March. I've got my fingers crossed because I'm not a fan of this kind of a weather map. All right, thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. Have a great Friday night, everyone. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday.